aka ALLCITY, trying to get Willy Adames out as the Phillies are looking for the series sweep against the NL Central leading Milwaukee Brewers. Welcome to PHLY Phillies post-game show. We're getting things started early here. It's top of the ninth, games on the line. We've got Tyler Zulli, Jamie Lynch, myself, Renee Washington, with the Phillies up 2-0 and a chance to close out this series. 2 outs. I'm trying to make sure
Did you get a phone notification?
No, but like I don't want to. I'm nervous.
You did. Your phone.
No,
buzzed.
I did it.
Does your phone buzz or just?
It just like lights up because I turned off the. It's on silent right now since we're on the show, Jamie.
Yeah. There we go. There's 2 strikes. All right. Typically, I found in my streaming experience, you're roughly anywhere from 20 to 25 seconds behind. Mm-hmm. So I feel like if that was we might actually be right on that number. Let's hope that was a win notification.
No, there was no notification.
Okay.
The score is still 2-0.
Okay. I'm nervous.
I know. There was
Alvarado's got 2 strikes. I'm like, ooh.
But the people that are watching already know what's going to happen. We don't know. The suspense is killing me. It is exciting to see the Phillies have 3 straight games at home where they're able to. I feel like this series has so far been a perfect series. It's not over yet, so I'm going to knock on wood so I don't jinx myself. But
by the way, just for the record, I was kind of over the Reese standing ovation.
I was going to say it.
I was
going to bring it up.
I was at the ballpark with my wife. I came back. My wife. And when they did it his first at bat, I just went, all right. Can we just play ball at this point? Like I love Rhys Hoskins. Tyler, you know how much I enjoyed Rhys Hoskins.
Yeah, I mean,
you as Rhys Hoskins' number 1 fan, leading the standing ovation. There we go.
So you make me look like a dumbass.
Before we talk about
you're
Rhys
the one
Hoskins,
that's over it.
Before we talk about Rhys some more,
3.
Listen. I have some comments on that. We'll get there. But I love when Jose Alvarado celebrates. He might be one of my favorite Phillies to watch celebrate.
Big head.
He does.
He's got a big head.
His celebrations are so like genuine and pure and exciting. And I don't know, he just makes you smile. And it's Alvy. Did you hear the nicknames? We've got some more nicknames that the Phillies have told us about.
We got Alvy,
Alvy, and Hoffy.
Wait, Hoffy?
Hoffy. According to Orion Kirkering.
I mean, they can call themselves whatever the hell they want.
Hoffy and Alvy.
When they're this good. Real quick, the Brewers, they were a division leader coming in, right?
They still are.
Over a 500 team.
Mm-hmm.
And the third best ERA in Major League Baseball over the last 2 weeks. And the Phillies just swept them.
Yep. So for those that have talked about the narrative of the Phillies unable to beat a team that's over 500, the Milwaukee Brewers coming into today had a 36-25 record. I don't know if that's been updated, actually. Let me see. Yep, it has been. They have a 36-25 record.
Seems over 500.
But they've actually dipped now to 590, thanks to getting swept by the Phillies. But they are in a nice, comfortable lead. They're 6 games ahead of the Cubs. So our CHGO Cubs guys are
They were very
happy.
thankful. Yeah.
Super thankful. You're welcome, guys. You're welcome.
It's on us.
But it is great to see for anybody that's questioned. They are leading the NL Central. They are over 500, and the Phillies swept them. So we got the return of Rhys Hoskins. We got the emotion of all that. I do feel like by day 3, it was a little bit much to have another
so you're with me.
But my only
I know it's a new crowd every day.
Is the new crowd.
I know, but you don't have to preface everything these days.
I know, but I did
hear
people.
You're allowed to just fire.
I did hear people say like, "This is my first time going to the game, so I need to cheer for him." But I do feel like moving forward, no more. Like I don't want to hear any more Reese.
I'm done.
I saw the posters. Thanks for the memories. Thanks for all the Reese posters and jerseys. Like next time the Phillies play the Brewers, whether it's in Milwaukee or in Philly, I don't want to hear it. It was
great.
That's a wrap on that, and that's a wrap on this series because the Phillies get the win. Bryson Stott with a big play. Aaron Nola was great on the mound. Albie closed things down. We saw Nick Castellanos, who everybody was ready to DFA or trade or get rid of him.
He's
or
back.
Send him out of here. Leave him in London, they were saying. He's back. He's absolutely back. So welcome into our official now, yet again, Victory Show. PHLY Phillies Victory Show. K-Red, Dave P, Greg MC. It's another winning show that we've got on the day because the Phillies continue to win. They now advance to 43-19 on the season.
Holy shit.
And at 43-19, them and the Yankees are the only two teams with over 40 wins. Let me double check that because actually, yeah. Wow. How's that for a stat? Some of these other teams have cooled off a bit. The only two teams with over 40, there is another team that has 40 wins in the AL. That is the Guardians. But everybody else is under 40 wins. And yet again, the Phillies showcase why they are one of the best teams in baseball because we saw in this series a number of different contributions. We'll have to unpack all of that. We'll talk about last night's game. We'll talk about today's game. But first thing that jumps off the page before we even get into Aaron Nola is Nick Castellanos is here, guys. For anybody that was tired of Nick Castellanos, ready to ship him out of here, granted, the numbers were not great. And his numbers still have room for improvement. Don't get me wrong. But Nick Castellanos in the last 7 days has had 8 hits, 5 runs, 4 doubles, and 2 home runs now. Now that puts him up to 6 RBIs because it didn't update for whatever reason. A couple of walks. Nick Castellanos has been here. And he helped them win yesterday with the walk-off RBI double. Today he gets the 2-run homer. Nick Castellanos. What can we say?
Yeah, it was great to see him slut it up a little bit last night in the postgame. 4 buttons undone. But it was great to see him just go up there first pitch attacking. Like, he just went and tried to put something in play. He wasn't worried about, like, you know, his pitch or whatever. He just kind of attacked. And today, I think it was 103.7 or 103.4. I'll have to go back and double check. But regardless, it's now... You know, it kind of started on the West Coast trip a little bit where he was hitting some balls over 100 miles an hour. And now it's kind of been like 2.5 weeks where he's putting the ball in play. He's playing a decent field, but he's smacking the ball around a little bit. And if he turns it around, I mean, obviously you still probably want to add to the outfield in some way. But it's a tremendous thing. This team really... They just go in waves, and when somebody's down, somebody else picks them up, and whether it be starting pitching, bullpen, offensively, they all seem to pick each other up, and everybody's contributing at the right times, all the way down to Clemens and Sosa and Dahl. And if it's his turn to kind of carry the offense a little bit, I think everybody benefits, especially Nick Castellanos mentally between the years.
Yeah, and I know we just saw that stat on the graphic. They've won over 500 for just the 18th time in the club's history at this point of the season.
That's a wild record.
It's insane when you look at over 140 years. It's really bad. But I will say...
the Phillies have sucked for most of our history.
I will say, excuse me, it is now 44 wins. It's so hard to keep track because the Phillies keep winning, and the math, math is hard sometimes. But yes, 44 wins. It is their best start that they've had. There's only been 2 other times in Phillies history that they've had a start like this. That was back in 1993 and 17.
I remember it well.
18, was it 1775 or 1875? 1875 would have had to be. Yeah, math
like
again.
The first year of baseball ever.
Yeah. 1875 and 1993
I don't even know if it was called baseball.
Were the only 2 seasons that the Phillies have had.
Might have still been town ball at that point.
Yeah.
It might have been like town square ball.
So as they are now
Abner Doubleday was still playing.
Yeah. As they are now about 30+% through the schedule, this team is the real deal, guys. So happy to have you guys in for another Victory postgame show. Hit that thumbs up button while you're here. We've got lots of you in the chat. Dominic, Hypothetical Man, Dave P, Tim A, Greg, Lisa. That's his name. It's Tim A.
Tim A.
Yep. Lisa, because the Phillies got another win. They're at 44 wins on the season. It's good times, good vibes. Aaron Nola's doing the postgame interview. Great to see how Aaron Nola's been pitching. And today was another strong outing for Aaron Nola. Did a really good job and has been a big reason why this Phillies starting pitching group is top in Major League Baseball. The 1-2-3 pitching trio coming into today was leading all of baseball with a 2.69 ERA. Aaron Nola had a 3.03 ERA coming into today. Ranger Suarez has a 1.70 ERA. Wheeler's got a 2.23 ERA. You look at the numbers, and we'll deep dive them some more as we go on. It's fantastic to see that it starts at the top and it trickles all the way through this team.
Yeah, I was just looking at the kind of the box scores for this series. The Philadelphia Phillies scored 7 runs this series. 7 runs, and they swept the Milwaukee Brewers. And I say that because, my God, is this starting pitching just ridiculous. Over the last 2 weeks in baseball, the Yankees are slightly beating out the Phillies in terms of team ERA. Right behind them is the Milwaukee Brewers. So the Milwaukee Brewers are beat up and depleted and doing these openers and bullpen games and all that, but they've been really effective at it. And the Phillies only put up 7 runs in this entire series. And that resulted in a sweep because Aaron Nola has been tremendous. Zach Wheeler, Christopher Sanchez, tremendous outings. And then you see this bullpen come in, and it's just lights out. It's it might be like top to bottom. You know, we used to like kind of joke around that this was a hot take to say, but it like, you know, I know they don't have the resumes of a Cliff Lee and a Doc Halladay and a Cole Hamels yet, some of these guys, but like top to bottom, this might be the most talented Phillies pitching staff I've ever seen. It really is ridiculous how spoiled we are. I hope nobody takes this for granted, because what we're watching from this rotation and this bullpen right now, Tyler's boy, I know he was down in the good seats last night, Matt Strom, like this season he's having is ridiculous. Jose Alvarado, Orion Kerkering is back. Sir Anthony looks like he's finding himself again. Like, it is just an embarrassment of riches. And I got to be honest, it's really fucking cool.
It's fantastic. And that's why when you
drop the hard F-bomb. But it's like, it's really cool to go to a Christopher Sanchez game and just get like gems. And then Matt Strom comes in and just like wows you. Like, it's just, it's definitely one of the most fun Philly seasons we're ever going to have. And I hope everybody appreciates what we have.
Well, as you mentioned, the score is just 7 runs in the last 3 games and sweep.
That's
the
not
series.
A sweep. 7 runs is not a sweep.
No, you shouldn't be winning those games. And we saw it in May. We had talked about the numbers in May for the Phillies bullpen having a 2.13 ERA, and the starters had a 2.88 ERA in the month of May. That's the first month that both had a sub-0.3 ERA since June of 1985. So that was great in May. But now as we're rolling into June, these numbers have continued. And you look at a day like today as Aaron Nola finishes with a 2.77 ERA on the day. 2 hits he gave up. 2 hits. 0 walks, 5 Ks on the day. It took him until like the 7th inning to throw 76 pitches. And then he did finish with a total of 93 pitches, 68 strikes. Jeff Hoffman, a.k.a. Hoffy, also had, in this 1 inning that he pitched, you gave up 0 hits throughout the course of that. For Jose Alvarado, Alvy, you gave up just 1 hit. So for the bullpen and the starting pitching core and the entire pitching staff to be so consistently strong, we remember before the season began, Major League Baseball dropped the Phillies and listed the Phillies as the top bullpen across the league. The first two series, we were like, oh no, wait a minute. The bullpen struggled. Why are you giving us these? Why are you putting this pressure on them? But ever since, the starting pitching's been great, the bullpen's been great, and as you mentioned, Stromboli. Listen, these are the numbers that you're seeing from this group. For Stromboli, 25 straight outings without an earned run.
That's insane.
He's had 34 strikeouts, has walked just 3 guys in over 25 outings without allowing an earned run. That's the first time that we've seen that in years. The only 2 other pitchers in the NL or AL history that have matched those numbers, Koji Uehara in 2013 and Rob Nen in 2000. Orion Kerkering, yesterday we saw him 1.23 in the 8th. His season ERA is a 1.27. He struck out 14 batters without walking anyone over his past 11 outings. Sir Anthony Dominguez, one of the guys that we've complained about, actually.
He's been great the last 2 or 3 weeks. He has had,
get this, a 5.14 ERA on the season, but he's allowed just 1 run in over 10 2/3 innings in 11 outings since the start of May. So although he had a very rough start, March and April were not great for Sir Anthony. Since the beginning of May, in 11 outings, which is over 10 2/3 innings, he has given up just 1 run. So even the areas that we've been nervous, Nick Castellanos, Sir Anthony Dominguez, even a Whit Merrifield, the guys that have had us nervous, they're playing just fine, guys. And you know what? It helps me sleep well at night, knowing that the Phillies are winning games. It's not stressful. And now I can go to sleep knowing this is another victory in the books for the Phillies. And you also can make sure to take care of your sleep patterns with our friends over at Sleep Healthy PA, because they're committed to helping Philadelphia residents stop to snore. For all of you that snore like that, yeah, they've got solutions for you. With Sleep Healthy PA, they help with sleep apnea, allowing you to rest well and improve your health. And what causes sleep apnea? There's that choking feeling when you wake up choking. That's because of your snoring. That's because of some health issues. So over at Sleep Healthy, they actually have a doctor, Dr. Andrew Cohen, who's a board certified doctor in dental sleep medicine that is working with you and his staff one-on-one to provide you that first-class care that will meet your needs and make sure that you're sleeping better, because there's nothing worse than waking up the next day and feeling like you slept like crap. At Sleep Healthy PA, they make sure to help give you a better night's rest, but also you don't have to worry about the old school CPAP machines. I have some people, I'm not going to blast them, that have CPAP machines. They're not great. They're very annoying. It's hard to sleep with, so I've been told. And so they're also making sure that you don't have to have those old school CPAP machines. So they're working to make sure to educate you, get you a better opportunity to have a good night's rest, and also getting rid of the old school CPAP machines, but making sure that you can get much better sleep and sleep comfortably. So today, if you are tired of snoring, or you're tired of your spouse snoring, or you're tired of somebody in your house that is snoring and waking everybody up, you can go on over there. Tell them that PHLY sent you and get 15% off your initial work. The process is a 2-hour initial exam. You get 2 sessions, you get information gathering where they take a look at your medical history and imaging, and then you get to review the results. And also, of course, make sure you recommend them to your friends, because we're all tired of those snoring people in our households that keep us awake. So if you're experiencing any sort of sleep apnea and you're looking for a custom solution to stop the snore, no more, reach out to Dr. Andrew Cohen at sleephealthypa.com or call 215-337-2501. And again, tell them that your friends over at PHLY sent you.
I am fresh coming off the Phillies game today in Citizens Bank Park in South Philadelphia, and I would strongly recommend the Game Time app, and MLB Tickets is the best place to use the Game Time app. I love it. Me, the girls, we're Philly fanatics. I had to text my daughter the picture of the starting lineup from the game today because she wanted to check it out and make sure Rob Thompson had the right lineup out there. And that's how much it means to me and my family. And every time we go and look at Phillies tickets up for grabs, which is the hottest ticket in town right now, we check out the Game Time app first, because not only do they have seat image views, they also have low price guarantees and flash deals, ton of last minute tickets, zone deals, easy to find and buy MLB tickets all over the place for every game in your area, whether you're in Philadelphia or other MLB cities. It is awesome. The view of the seats is something I'm spoiled by now. And the lowest price guarantee, event cancellation protection, and job loss protection, etc. Basically, Game Time has your back. The zone deals, you can save even more when you choose a section and let Game Time choose the seats. A little bit of a roll the dice with Game Time, and you can save some bucks while doing it. So take the guesswork out of buying MLB tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code PHLY for $20 off your first purchase. Whether it's sports, comedy, concerts, whatever it may be, check it out. Terms apply. Just create an account, redeem code PHLY for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed.
I feel like you can do a really good snore, Jamie. I know it.
Yeah.
I mean,
so
I think everybody snores at points. Because I
do not snore.
Okay. Yeah. My wife used to say the same thing.
Everyone snores.
Everyone snores. I think it's just like when and where and the severity of it.
So if you guys give me like 60 seconds, I got to tell you an amazing story.
Are you going to give us a snore?
Are you snoring?
No. So I am not going to say who. I'm not a snorer. I'm a sleep talker.
Oh, even worse.
It's really bad. My wife jumps up sometimes and is like, you're screaming in your sleep, but not the story we're telling today. I went on a vacation with my family. I'm not going to say who because I don't want to throw them under the bus. But I went on vacation with my family one time, and we were in a hotel room, right? So close quarters. And it got to a point where someone in my family was snoring so loudly that I took all of the sheets and the blankets off the bed, put them in the tub, closed the door, and I slept in the tub for the rest of the night because it was the only place I could get a quality sleep.
No, that's bad. That's really bad. I'm sorry to hear that, but that's
brutal.
That's really brutal, and it's worse when you're in a hotel for sure. But as the Phillies are now going to get prepared to stay in some hotels in London, let's continue wrapping up this series before we start looking ahead to the London series. Some other numbers for you guys, and I'm sure some of you guys in the chat are some snorers. Dave P, Dominic, Philly 007, K-Red. You know, I get some snoring vibes from some of you. But when you look at some of these numbers, another fact or stat that came out. So I just saw posted that the Phillies, this was Shanti that posted this, who does MLB research, that the Phillies 7 runs they scored to sweep the Brewers. That's the fewest runs scored in any 3-game sweep since 1966.
Okay, I brought it up because I just was looking at the box scores. I was like, this is weird.
And that was also 7 runs scored against the Mets.
Holy
Ironically enough,
shit.
the last time that 7 runs were scored for the Phillies was against the Mets, who they play next. Bum, bum, bum. So, yeah, since 1966. And it is wild. But when you hear, as Matt Strom was saying, Stromboli, you know, they have a bullpen full of disgusting arms. It's just unfair at times. The whole pitching staff is unfair at times. You've got the highest scoring offense, but even when they're struggling a little bit and maybe not scoring as much, you have a pitching staff that can help have scoreless innings game after game. So now after 305 1/3 innings this season, Zach Wheeler, Aaron Nola, and Ranger Suarez and Christopher Sanchez have combined for a 2.34 ERA amongst the 4 of them. 305 1/3 innings this season, and they have a 2.34 ERA. I mean, the numbers are ridiculous. They jump off the page at you. When you look at their individual breakdown of how this group has been performing, it just gives you the comfort in knowing, okay, even on a day like today, a home run by Nick Castellanos is enough because you're going to have 7 scoreless innings by Aaron Nola. You're going to give up a total of 3 hits on the day. You're not going to walk guys. You're going to get in, get out, and the game was done in like 2 hours. It was quick, taking care of business, and we're out of there. Let's go head over to London. That's the vibes that I'm getting from this group, and it's just so fun to see how they're feeding off of each other and how contagious it is that the next man up is continuing. I mean, the ERAs, the scoreless innings, not giving up hits. It's chef's kiss.
Yeah, and I don't think you said it in there, but if you remove the Braves game from Aaron Nola, he's like a 2-2.
I did not.
Yeah, I think if you remove the opening series from Aaron Nola, I think he's down at a 2-2. I mean, Ranger Suarez, Zach Wheeler.
Well, according to you, that series doesn't count anyway.
It was a fake series.
Yeah, so
everybody knows that. Even Rob Manfred would tell friends behind closed doors that was a fake series. You have 4 of the top 6 ERA guys. Like, what is happening? This is like, you know, Sam Fold and Dave Dombrowski and Preston and, you know, the Phillies contingent. They sit down and they put together a team they feel good about. Mm-hmm. And you're like, you know, if Orion comes through, if there's a lot of ifs, you know, like we like this, we like Christopher Sanchez, but if he takes his change up to the next level, like we really believe he could be a 2 or 3 in this league. If, you know, Aaron Nola repeats what we saw from his fastball last August and September, if it's like all the ifs are happening and it's kind of just special. And at this point, I don't think there's any doubt that this is the best. Well, them and the Yankees are the best teams in baseball.
Yeah.
And you just kind of got to put your feet up, enjoy the ride, say a prayer, light a candle, whatever the hell it is you do for good health for this team. They're going to add to the team. They're going to get better. At this point, it's just, can you stay injury-free enough? Because if that is the case, like, you're going to compete for a World Series again. And we still have, 3 more months of baseball to play?
Yeah, they're like a third through the season about. And it's wild. I know, as you mentioned, to just put your feet up and enjoy this.
Rich said it in his morning email. Yeah. He was like, I just wake up waiting for first pitch. And I feel the same way. It's like you just wake up and you're like, Oh, yeah, the Phillies are back tonight. Like, hell yeah, let's go.
These next
48
48 hours are kind of going to suck.
Yeah.
It's going to be weird without Phillies baseball the next 2 days, for sure. I mean, it's, as you guys are mentioning, I know in the chat it's being said also, who's the one that mentioned it? But it was mentioned of like, just enjoy this moment. As much as you want to talk about the question, you know, a Taiwan walk or whatever it may be, like, no. Let's just enjoy. Oh, Dave Dorr saying it. Like, let's just enjoy this moment right now. Let's just enjoy the sweep. I mean,
like
we went from
way above
the
being
emotion
spoiled.
of Rhys Hoskins' return game 1 and wondering, oh no, it's their first time playing a team over 500. Can they prove that they are this good? Although we all knew they would. And now 3 games later, here we are like, okay, wow, another sweep. Another 3 games where you never felt like the Phillies were going to lose, even up by 2 runs. Never felt like they were going to lose. You held the Brewers to a total of 2 runs scored in 3 games, which in itself is phenomenal because you're going up against a team that is top of the NL Central. And then on top of that, as you mentioned, you know, you have, in addition to the great ERA, the durability. I mean, Aaron Nola came into tonight with the 4th most innings pitched across the NL and 5th in all of Major League Baseball. You have the best pitching staff in the league, and they're able to go 6, 7, 8 innings into games, which in itself is phenomenal. So as you look at the numbers, I pulled them up, and top ERA right now, it's Ranger with that 1.7 ERA. And then also top 10 is Zach Wheeler with a 2.23 ERA. You've got Aaron at number 14 with a 2.77 ERA. Christopher Sanchez is not in the top 25, but he's close. You know, you have. Oh no, I'm sorry, he is. I skipped. Wow,
NL.
He's higher than Aaron Nola. Yeah, I'm in the NL right now. No, this is for the league.
Yeah, you're doing league.
Yeah, this is for the league.
I'm saying it's even better for
the league.
NL.
Yeah,
it's
for
insane.
the league, you've got Ranger Suarez at a 1.7 ERA at number 1. You've got Zach at number 7 with a 2.23. Christopher Sanchez is ahead of Aaron Nola with a 2.71 ERA. I don't know if this is factoring in tonight's game though. But Aaron Nola has the number 14 spot at 2.77. You have 4 of the top 15 pitchers in Major League Baseball. Across Major League Baseball.
And Spencer Turnbull was there before you sent him to the pen in Taiwan.
It's insane.
I almost feel bad at this point that like Taiwan gets like the public eye on him.
I know.
Because
we're not talking about that, Jamie.
I know, but he's like the one weakness
you
of
need
this
to
team.
have okay, but here's my
he
thing.
humbles the Phillies. He keeps them honest.
Somebody has to be the weak
Somebody
one.
has to be.
Okay,
Yes,
on
you're
a
absolutely
superstar
right.
team, on the Monstars, someone's got to be the little guy.
Absolutely. And
Okay,
it's Taiwan.
and it's him.
Sorry, bud.
So we're gonna see
You're
this
paid
weekend.
very handsomely to suck. Enjoy that. That seems pretty cool. I would love to be paid $18 million to be terrible at my job. But yes, there is a human
I get paid
element.
substantially less, and I'm terrible at my job.
There is a human element of the baseball team, and unfortunately for Taiwan Walker, he's going to be the one that gets all the ire.
But as you mentioned, for the NL of the top 6, the Phillies have the 4 of the top 6, and the other 2 are actually the Cubs, Shota Minaga and Javier Saad, who are in the top 6. But yeah, there's got to be someone that's the weak link. You are the weakest link. That's got to be somebody, and it is Taiwan. But again, we're not there yet, y'all. We're not there. We don't have to see him till London.
So John just tweeted this, and he's going to join us after Rob Thompson speaks and all that. Of the last 26 games at Citizens Bank Park, the Phillies have lost 3. 3.
Trace. Trois.
23-3 in the last 26. That is crazy.
It's insane. And this is how we are spoiled, that when they lose at Citizens Bank Park, we feel like, oh no, the winning streak is over.
This is getting so old. Let's go to England and kick somebody's ass. Like we've done before.
And Tyler and I were talking before the show, and it's like the London series almost feels like it's just a PR move. Like it doesn't even feel like a real series because
it's probably a fake series.
The Mets are down bad. And it just feels like this is just something fun to do just to mix it up a little bit. You know, you've got some time. Why not go across the pond and play and beat up on the Mets? And who knows, you know, get into a different market. And, you know, if you guys are looking to get into a different market, that's the real estate market. With how competitive it is, our friends at Mortgage CS can help you take care of business. Because much like the Phillies, they're quick, they're efficient, they're going to get you in and out, they're going to be thorough, and they're going to help you get into the spot that you're trying to get in terms of a market, a house that you're looking to buy. So for any prospective home buyers, maybe you are looking to refinance or buy a home or get that dream house, that fixer-upper, that second home, the vacation home, whatever it is you're looking to do, Mortgage CS has you covered with support. And when you have Mortgage CS in your corner, know that they're going to be available 24/7. Great customer service for you, 25/8. Always giving you customer service, always there to answer any questions you may have. If you wake up tomorrow and you are just upset because you don't have any Phillies baseball to watch, you can always reach out to Mortgage CS and talk baseball with them. They are always here for you, no matter what's going on, to be able to chat. Their phone number for CEO Ben is right on your screen. You can reach out, call, text 267-391-7425. You can also reach out via email, ben@mortgagecs.com. And you want to make sure that when you are getting into the ultra competitive real estate market that is out there today, that you have the support of Mortgage CS in your corner. Because as an independent mortgage broker in the Philly area, they're licensed in several states. So even those of you tuned into us on Twitter or YouTube that don't live in Philly, if you live in Florida, if you live in Colorado, maybe you're in New Jersey, Maryland, you can also work with Mortgage CS. Because Ben and Alec at Mortgage CS want to ensure that you have a rock solid pre-approval. They take the time to explore all your options. They want to make sure that you have the great customer service you need, and that you can stand out on this competitive market to make an offer that works for you and your family. So with the competition out there, you want to make sure you have someone that can help you be flexible in your offer, make a strong offer, and find that dream home so you can sit back and watch some more Phillies wins. So in the end, you'll be happy you reached out to Ben and Alec over at Mortgage CS, and there's a reason. People win more. We're already winning with the Phillies. You can win even more with Mortgage CS. So call or text Ben now. Again, that number 267-391-7425. Check them out for yourself. You can also head on over to mortgagecs.com/PHLY to get started, or also read up on their 370 plus perfect 5-star reviews by searching Mortgage CS right now. And know that this advertisement is not a commitment to lend or extend credit. Mortgage CS is an equal housing opportunity mortgage broker. All loans are subject to credit approval and certain restrictions may apply. The company NMLS ID number is 1464766, and you can visit mortgagecs.com for more information.
Hey, remember when the Phillies lost 3 or 4 recently and they slumped? Anyway, you don't have to slump when you go to the Bet Parks Casino. Tons of great stuff happening at the Bet Parks Casino. The Femmes of Rock are coming up. They're a cool act. They're headlining Bet Parks. Sebastian Bach, and the former lead singer of Skid Row, is bringing his tour to headline Saturday night. In August, the Marshall Tucker Band, who is awesome, is coming through on August 23rd. Australian Pink Floyd on September 7th. Plus, they have from the TV show Jersey Shore, the It's Happening podcast with Snooki and Joey, coming late June. Also, comedian Michael Blaustein at the Bet Parks Casino, the #1 casino experience in the state of Pennsylvania. Parks Casino, this is how you win. They have it all. It's my casino of choice. Parks Casino has over 3,200 state-of-the-art slot machines, 115 live table games, and a beautiful state-of-the-art poker room. The state-of-the-art sports book with the luxurious seats you can kick back in and watch the 150-foot high video ceilings. Plus, the dining is awesome there. The Parks Grill, the Liberty Bell Gastropub, the delicious sushi, the Bamboo Noodle House, the Havana Burger, comedians from New York every other night. Make sure you're visiting parkscasino.com. Parks Casino, this is how you win. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
All right. Well, we are going to be joined shortly by John Foley, but just some numbers, because not too long ago, we were saying how the Phillies were in a slump. They had dropped back-to-back series, losing to the Rockies and the Giants. Then we saw them, lose games at home, and it felt like all was lost for the Phillies, because how dare you lose 4 out of 5 games? How dare you have 3 games you drop in a row? Well, again, with 44 wins on the season, the win today was brought to you by a lineup that included Whit Merrifield, Garrett Stubbs, giving JT the day off, much needed after yesterday's really banged up day that JT had. You had Christian Pache out there. You had Sosa, who's continued to shine ever since stepping in for Trey Turner back on May 4th. This lineup, with Nick Castellanos hitting second, Alec Bowman, the cleanup spot as usual, but this is another lineup that you saw that's, when you look on the paper, it's like, oh no, is this going to be a game that they drop? No, not today. They did finish with 1 for 7 with runners in scoring position. I would have liked them to get after, the pitcher for the Brewers and Aaron Ashby, who had just been called up from the minor leagues today. He just came up from AAA and has been struggling in AAA.
I feel like Ashby's been around the Phillies organization for 30 years.
And you know what? Once I heard the numbers that he had given up 38 walks, 43 Ks, and 42 innings pitched, I knew that it wasn't going to be a high-scoring day. But overall, the Phillies still found a way to win, and that's the most exciting part because the slump is not a factor. This team is continuing to roll forward. Whoever's out there doesn't matter because they're giving, they're chipping in and making great plays. Is John good? Are we gonna?
So Andy has 4 daughters. His nephew Aaron is on the Brewers. So it had to be because I feel like Ashby has been around the Phillies organization for like 4 decades. They can't escape Ashby's. Yes. I hear John down there. Tyler?
We're going to get to him in just a second.
Okay.
All right. Well, we won't get to John just yet. But positive news while we're waiting for John because let's keep the positivity train rolling. Ranger Suarez did play catch. He also had Rob Thompson was saying that he was looking good. He had a bullpen session, and he is trending to start in London. So right now, the process is looking like we're on track. The bullpen session is tomorrow. He was playing catch today. Everything went well. I know he was even out there bringing the good vibes, bringing the upbeat, usual Ranger Suarez.
So we haven't been on since he snorted like a pig, right, at Reporters?
Right. He did snort like a pig.
I mean, what else do you need to know?
And he gave a thumbs up.
That this guy's the best. I mean, he snorts like a pig?
Wait, that wasn't it. Wait.
Do you have to do it with your nose?
I feel like I have to do it with my nose. Can you do it without? Could you? But why? That's not a pig.
Yeah. I mean, come on. He gets asked by reporters if he's all right, and he walks by smiling and snorting like a pig with a thumbs up. I mean, what's not to love about this guy? Somebody in the Discord today was like, can you stop calling him adorable? And I was like, absolutely not. Because the people of London get the most adorable pitcher coming over, and they get to watch him on Saturday and then in Taiwan on Sunday. That sucks. But at least there'll be runs scored.
There will be.
So the people, the English people or Phillies fans living abroad, people going over from Delco, they'll get to see some runs scored on Sunday.
Yeah.
That promotes the game. So ergo, Taiwan Walker, good marketing for baseball to go over to England and let up probably like 6 runs.
Yeah.
They want to see runs scored. Sex sells. Chicks dig the long ball. Taiwan is perfect for this.
Okay. Interesting.
That was a Nike marketing. I saw you cringe at Chicks dig the long ball. That is a Nike marketing campaign.
It was Maddox and Glavine.
Maddox, Glavine, I think even McGuire.
I think McGuire and Sosa were part of it.
Yeah, they also participated in it too. So there's history there, Renee.
I know,
I'm not
but
calling
it's just funny where your brain always goes and
Sex
how
sells.
You do bring it back around. I will give you that.
Taiwan Walker, good for marketing.
Yeah, exactly.
On the international level, lots of runs scored.
Yeah, that's great. It'll be great baseball. It'll be high scoring for sure. It'll be like 9-6.
Yeah, exactly.
So we will get Ranger starting on Saturday, Taiwan on Sunday. Zach will be, starting the opener against Boston on Tuesday. Lots will change by then. Lots of baseball to watch. But most importantly, let's head on down to Citizens Bank Park with our guy, John Foley. Because, John, you had a chance to hear from Rob. You got some post-game comments and updates for us. Another sweep and this time against the team over 500 in the NL Central leading Milwaukee Brewers. What did Rob have to say post-game after this 2-0 win and another game that the Phillies just showed how they're the best team in baseball?
Yeah, how about that? I guess the series actually counts. Is that how this works? That the Brewers were leading the NL Central? There's a real series, and they came out, took all 3. The bats weren't quite there, but the pitching and defense dominated. I mean, this is just a team that can beat you in so many different ways. They can come out and hit four home runs, or they can do what they did in this series and just dominate with the pitching staff. So the questions for Rob, I mean, there's not, there were some questions about London, preparation for that, how they're doing. It seems like they've got everything nailed down there. They're excited to get over there. I asked them, basically, Rob, everything's going so well. Is there anything that you're concerned about? And he responded without missing a beat. He said health. He said he's always worried about the health of his players. It's easy to forget with all this winning going on that they are down. Trey Turner. Suarez, I think Renee, you just gave an update. It's looking pretty good on his end. It sounds like he's on track to probably pitch in London. Knock on wood. But other than that, I mean, everything's just going right. This team is rolling. They're firing on all cylinders.
John, what did Rob have to say about man of the hour, Nick Castellanos? We'll get to Aaron Nola in a second, but looks like Casty, between last night and today, I mean, hell, the man just kind of went out there and won you a series in a way. What did Rob have to say about Nick?
Yeah, Rob, obviously happy with Nick's performance. You've seen it here and there. Castellanos would have a good game or two, and you would say, okay, maybe he's finally heating up. I think this week you've really got a string of good games that he's put together, and you see his numbers starting to climb in a respectable territory, and you think, okay, Nick's heating up now, and that's going to be a problem for the rest of the league.
Yeah, it is. And it's great to see because he's one of the last pieces that we've been waiting for, essentially, to get clicking a little bit more and get out of that slump. Aaron Nola is someone that hasn't been slumping, knock on wood, has been pitching very well. We saw that again today, giving up just 2 hits on the day and 7 innings pitched. What were your thoughts on Aaron Nola's performance coming off of his birthday yesterday, takes him out today, now a 31-year-old, and showed exactly why the Phillies have one of the best pitching staffs across Major League Baseball?
Yeah, 31-year-old Nola. What a way to celebrate, huh? Just an absolute gem. Rob said that he thinks in his last inning there that he pretty much left it all out there on the field. So he didn't really think about giving him another inning after 93 pitches. But that was pretty good. That was good enough. Hand the ball over to Hoffman and Alvarado, and you feel good about your chances if you have even a 1-run lead. It's not scary in the slightest to take out a starting pitcher that's rolling and bring in somebody else for the 8th.
John, they just scored 7 runs in a series and swept a division leader. They have 4 of the top 6 best ERAs among starters in the National League. Do you think it is fully set in yet with the average Phillies fan, like just how special this is? This is like insanely special. Do you think it's set in for most people yet?
I honestly, I don't think it has. I think, to be in the moment and you sort of start looking at the numbers, it's really hard it's hard for a person to just process all the great things that are going on. And you talk about pitching. I mean, this, Frozen.
No, I'm sorry. I just spoke. They just should not have swept this series, scoring 7 runs.
No, scoring 7 runs. And it speaks to the way sort of the identity of this team is changing. For several years, it was ball, go, boom, right? We were talking about the home runs and when the bats went silent, they didn't win these games. But now this is a team, you could make the argument that their identity is based around pitching and defense. I mean, with those starting pitching numbers, with the relief pitcher numbers, you take a look at the ERAs for Hoffman, Kerkering, Strahm hasn't given up an earned run in 25 appearances now. Alvarado, his ERA is still a little off, but you feel great from an appearance or two very early in the season. But you feel great about Alvarado coming into the game. You don't feel any concern there. So I think it does take time for, I think, fans and everyone, writers, commentators across the league, to start to realize that this is a very different iteration of this Phillies group. This is a team that can beat you with their pitching and defense, and you just threw those numbers out there right here for this Brewers series. You're not supposed to sweep the Brewers scoring 7 runs over 3 games. That's remarkable.
It's insane is what it is. And we had mentioned before, John, the last time that the Phillies were able to sweep a team with 7 runs between the games was back in 1966, versus the Mets. Very fitting. But for this group, injuries have become the small concern. That's always a concern with how long the season is. And I know in the chat it was asked about the updates. Obviously, we've got Cody Clemens with the back spasms. He's on the IL. You've got Brandon Marsh, who was put on IL. both on just like the IL-10. But Marsh with his right hamstring. Were there any updates around injury status? We know Rangers making great progress, but anything around Marsh or Clemens?
Yeah, it sounded good about Ranger. Rob didn't have an update today on the other folks. One thing he did mention, they get to bring a few extra guys over on the London trip. It sounds like they're going to bring the catcher, Rafael Marchand,
Nick Nelson,
Marchand.
And there was one other.
And Marchand, Nick Nelson, and Derek Hall. Long Ball Hall is going to head over to the UK and introduce the fans over there to 500-foot home runs. So,
John, anything to read into Marchand going over? Does that mean, is word on JT that he's all right last night? He took a beating. I mean, I'm sure his nuts need a little bit of a rest, but like he also took a shoulder shot too. He kind of got beat up a little bit last night. Any chance we don't see him in London?
Yeah, I mean it's possible. Depending on, I get the impression he's banged up, but not injured. I think we'll see him play. I saw an injury report that had everyone's specific ailment listed in parentheses, and for Real Muto it just said soreness everywhere because he's been getting banged up, banged around. But he does get he gets rest on the travel over there. He gets rest on the travel back. I think you'll see him play in London. I wouldn't read too much into Marchand being on the roster. Okay. I think but to the extent that there is an issue, you want to have more than just Stubbs as a catching option, right? And I think Cody Clemens is the emergency catcher, and he's dealing with an injury of his own. So I think it's just that. I wouldn't read too much into that for Real Muto.
Yeah, I do think with the luxury of being able to bring extra guys, why not make sure you have some depth and have yourself covered just in case JT is injured or anything like that. So always better to have extra and not need it and bring in somebody like Marchand along. Plus with the travel and it's a lot of factors that weigh into it. But John, 2 quick questions for you before my final questions at least is one, I know it was asked about your hat. Is this a Georgetown hat that you're repping?
That's a Georgetown hat.
I knew I saw the Hoyas.
Went to school there. So,
There you go, repping your school.
Smart kid.
Yeah.
Smart kids.
Yeah. Wicked smart.
Yeah, wicked smart kid.
But also, obviously we had a chance to chat with you in studio yesterday, but it's now been 3 games, a sweep, and 3 games where we get to see a sweep against Rhys Hoskins. The overall emotion today, we got another applause, which seemed a little bit over the top because we've already had plenty of
too much
fanfare for Rhys Hoskins. But this should be it. This should be it for the any sort of applause or ovations for Rhys at this point. But this series really felt like the best way to go about beating up on Rhys Hoskins and the Brewers. It was competitive games. It was low scoring. It was, great pitching. And then you got to give Rhys his moments. What are your, now seeing this win over the NL Central leader Brewers and a sweep at that, what are your thoughts on this group and just how they were able, final thoughts, I guess, for you on how they were able to sweep this series?
Yeah, final thoughts for me. I'm with you, Renee. That's a wrap on ovations for Rhys Hoskins. I love him. He was my favorite player on the Phillies for a long time, but we got to let him go now. We got to set him. we got to set him free. Future Wall of Famer, all that good stuff. But right now, the Phillies have a championship to win, and then he's part of the enemies. And part of one of the teams that's probably going to be right there in the postseason. And the other takeaway I would say is I want to see. I don't know when they come up in the schedule, but and everyone complains about the teams they're playing. Now they've played the Brewers. I don't know who else they need to play. I guess the next test would be the Dodgers, a series against the Dodgers, and look forward to that.
Yeah, it should be fun. And John, this weekend you're going to be with us Sunday at the Port Richmond location of Gall & Co. Saturday, obviously we're going to be out in Rockledge. Hope some diehards, some viewers can make it. We're going to be there courtesy of Miller Lite. If you go to allphly.com, the events tab, you can RSVP. If you RSVP, you'll have a chance to win some of Miller Lite's seats to an upcoming game. Really looking forward to getting together this weekend. We'll see you on Sunday in Port Richmond, but Saturday we'll be in Rockledge. So please, if you haven't RSVP'd yet, head to the website, check it out, RSVP. We'll be giving away tickets, $3 Miller Lights. It's going to be a good time. The London series should be pretty cool overall. I'm looking forward to it.
Oh hell yeah, it's gonna be a blast. I'm looking forward to some 9 a.m. Miller Lights.
Yeah,
$3 a piece.
A little brunch and baseball.
A little brunch and baseball.
Baseball.
Who's got it better than us, huh?
Yeah, seriously. I mean, it's just it's too good to be true how good this team is right now. So hopefully we can hang out with you this weekend and have a blast.
Sounds great. I can't wait, guys.
Awesome. Thank you, John, as always. Later, Hoya. We'll see you at Gall & Co. That was a tongue twister there, actually, accidentally. But thanks, John, as always.
Oh yeah, what is it? Something. What did you say?
Hoya.
It's something Hoya.
Yeah,
what is it? Goya.
Yeah, by the way, I have a question for you, Jamie.
Yeah.
Did Georgetown uproot and move to Boston?
Yeah. Well, no,
I don't know why Georgetown got a Boston accent all of a sudden.
He's a smart kid. You know, it's like the fake identity.
Yeah, I mean, I get it's
I know. It wasn't.
It's like a Goodwill Hunting type of thing. I get what you're saying.
It was just like, one of the smart schools.
No, yeah. I think you got to do a nose up for that one, too.
Georgetown.
I almost went to Georgetown.
It's the old SpongeBob reference. Why don't we pick up Georgetown and move it somewhere else? Jamie doesn't get that one.
No, not at all.
No, I don't get that. Hoya Saxa.
Yeah.
Yes. Which means college yell. It's the college yell. Hoya
that's
Saxa.
like their thing. That's their thing.
Cool.
All right, so
Screw Georgetown.
Oh bye. So
kidding.
We'll just continue following along.
I played pickup ball against Victor Page. You
we're still
remember him?
going. Mm-hmm.
He came over and played pickup in our gym, and he dominated everybody. Allen Iverson's backcourt teammate.
You didn't lock him up?
No. He I didn't even play in that game. I was just watching, and he was cooking dudes, and I was like, I am not stepping on that court. He was just I think he had a cup of coffee in the league. He was cooking dudes. It was pretty fun to watch.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, because like everybody on campus was like, "Oh, one of the Georgetown guys is here. Let's go play him." And I'm like, "Yeah, have fun with that." As he drops 45 on your head, Hoya Saxa my ass.
Okay, and we went left. That's what we need a countdown for. Not just me mentioning my poor, struggling fantasy team that's sitting at 500 as I watched Paul Skeens strike out Shohei Ohtani and my guy Mookie.
Who drafted Paul Skeens in our league?
You! And he struck out my Mookie. Rude.
Yeah. How about that, Paul
Rude,
Skeens? It's pretty good. He struck out Ohtani. He's pretty good, this Paul Skeens fella.
Sick of him. Yeah. There are some updates around the league because today we saw the Braves get mopped up by the Red Sox 9-0.
Love that.
The Cardinals beat the Astros 4-2. Cheating gets you nowhere, Houston. The Rockies fell to the Reds 12-7. Right now, the Diamondbacks are trailing the Giants 9-3. It's bottom of the ninth. The Mets are beating the Nationals 9-0.
Good.
And then
Let
the Pirates right now
false sense of confidence before they go over to London.
That's true. That's true.
Then we'll humble them real quick.
Ha 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 ha.
Like the Iron Sheik.
Yeah, so London is coming up. That's the next focus. Of course, the Phillies get 2 days off. It'll be off for all of us for 2 days. We won't even have shows the next 2 days. Enjoy these 2 days of downtime. I don't even know what you do in your life without baseball for 2 days, Phillies baseball for 2 days. But enjoy that. And also it'll be good for the guys to get some more rest, especially someone like JT. Ranger's going to get some more time to rest. We'll continue following the updates around Cody Clemens and Brandon Marsh. But listen, this travel plan, Jamie, how's this for an itinerary?
Back to Boston, right? Is that where they go back after London?
Yes. So the
I heard
Phillies...
T-Mac was talking about packing. And he was like, yeah, I have London packed. But he's like, we're going to Boston and Baltimore right after? Is that how it goes? Boston and where?
Correct. It's Boston and Baltimore.
Yeah, Boston and Baltimore.
Yes,
and T-Mac was like, it's not just because he was telling John, Crux on this whole haven't left the country.
Crux, by the way, is
he's nuts. It's great.
Out of control.
Let John Crux be John Crux.
We will get him on the show one day. He was supposed to join us in April, but we'll get him one day.
Aaron Nola after the game today said, well, I've never left the country. And Crux said, that's why he's my type of guy.
Yes.
And I was like, that's
Crux
great.
And
Crux was like, no, I'm not going. He's like, I'm going to go marinate on my couch. And Tom was like, oh, well, for us that have to. And Tom, I think, is just going as a fan, right?
He is. He's not working.
These are both nationally televised games. And he was like, yeah, John, so we have to pack for Boston and Baltimore, too. Like, kind of reminding him that, like, there's an upcoming road trip. Like,
I'm definitely the Tom, and you're the Crux of the duo.
I would say that's fair.
That's extremely accurate.
That's fair.
So
you saw me travel.
Yeah.
I carried a laptop.
Yeah.
Raw dog.
No. So the Phillies will have crossed 18 different time zones since May 23rd when they get back from London. 18.
Wow.
And that's going back to when they were in Colorado. So for this trip, they do have a nice, as Rob Thompson was sharing, a plane with 100-something laid down seats. So they'll be able to sleep on the way there.
Luxurious.
Super luxurious. Then they'll get up, move around, and try to acclimate to the time zone. And then, of course, they do already have the plans in place in terms of starting and stuff like that for Ranger in Taiwan. But that nice, 7-hour flight gets a little bit better when you get some nice lay-down chairs and can relax in a luxurious plane in the air. And then, as you mentioned, when they do come back, they do go straight to Boston and then straight to Baltimore. So it's going to be quite a stretch for the Phillies, and it'll be more tests. But I think this weekend is just going to be a chance for us to get to hang at Gall & Co. You guys get to join us, but also it's more of like a PR. This is like the publicity stunt for the Phillies of like, hey, this is the best team in baseball. People in London, fans in London, watch the best of the best. We've been seeing all the fun promos behind it and stuff like that. So it's great to see this group, how they've been rocking and rolling.
Yeah, the Red Sox currently, because obviously we all know the Orioles are above 500. We all know the Mets are a joke. I fully expect them to go over there and beat up the Mets. But coming back, the Orioles are over 500, and the Red Sox currently are at 500. So you almost want to cheer for the Red Sox to win whatever series they're in over the weekend so that the Phillies can come back and beat 3 500 teams in a row and just continue shooting down this dumb narrative.
Right. And with that, if my number is correct, that's 16 series the Phillies have won or split. They've got 8 sweeps on the season, and they've won 13. Yeah, that number actually does. No, that doesn't make sense because they lost 4 series. 7. It's fine. I'll update that number after this. But the point is they're doing very well, and they are continuing to roll through as one of the best in baseball. So we'll be back live on Saturday at Gall & Co. We'll have a pregame show for you guys. We'll be doing a watch party where, as Jamie was mentioning earlier, we're going to have some Miller Lights giveaways, some ticket giveaways. We're going to have Miller Lights specials, $3 Miller Lights for you guys. We'll have the Widowski, which is a delicious kielbasa cheesesteak that's Gall & Co. is famous for. And then Sunday we'll be again live at Gall & Co. as well. So the Port Richmond and the Rockledge location. Make sure you guys are ready to hang out with us for some Sunday fun day and Saturday win day. That's what I'm gonna go with. That's all I got.
Saturday.
I don't know.
Saturday what?
I don't know. It's late. I'm tired.
It's late. It's
not
dinner time. It's 7:15 at night. What did you say?
It?
Saturday win day?
Is that all it is? It's only 7:15.
Saturday win day?
I don't know. Okay.
All
right. For the record, let me just before we go.
I don't think
this
Saturday
is my
has
last.
a thing.
It doesn't have a thing. That's why I was trying to make a thing. The Phillies continue with their nicknames. That's one of the positives I also took away from today.
Oh, I got my London shades today.
Rafi, Yo-Ro-E. Apparently, everybody's nickname has to have an E on the end. So I'm going to
Stromboli. Yeah, I got my London shades today. The giveaway. Pretty cheap.
Are you going to put them on?
No. But they say London.
Okay.
I'll probably give them to Skylar.
That's adorable.
Yeah.
All right. Well, enjoy your 2 days without us. We'll be back live on Friday or Saturday. Oh, my God.
We'll have content, though. We'll have our guest that stands. Don't worry.
We do have content.
And I will be on Anthony's show Friday.
Anything else you want to add, guys, before we wrap this bad boy up?
Gall & Co. Miller Lights, $3. Tickets.
Yes.
See you there.
All right. Have a great rest of your Wednesday. We'll see you back live on Saturday. Till next time, guys. For Tyler, Jamie, John, myself, Renee, have a great rest of your week. We'll see you this weekend for some London baseball. Peace.
ALLCITY.